He's also crept out the Merchant, a camp that a solo Blade Master would really never, ever be able to creep. So it's very nice that, you know, as a player, knowing Towercraft's strategy, it makes it easier to play against him. Anytime I'm playing versus a player who's towering like that, I almost expect it. To be honest, I expect trickery, tomfoolery of sorts to be going on. But you really can't, you almost can't keep tabs at all times. The main reason is because you just don't expect it, and by not expecting it, you're creating a duality in your head that says it won't happen. Well, guess what? It does happen, and Towercraft's doing it. Sometimes player is really not particularly great, but for the purposes of this audio, the Undead serves its purpose. Towercraft also beat IES Priest, which is a player from Clan IES, a good clan. So, I mean, Towercraft doesn't only beat up on noobs, he has beat in pretty good players. So I'd like to just, point that out. And I just want to get rid of the crappiness that becomes associated with tower play. Because, Towercraft does a really good job of just, like, playing the game and just staying focused and just playing smart. And people underestimate him, and people treat him badly. I've seen it all the time. Oh, Towercraft noob, Towercraft this, Towercraft that. Well, I'm sorry to break it to you, but he's really not that bad. He knows the game. I mean, look, he just lost his Blade Master, by the way, so I guess it's sort of a bad time to be pointing it out. But he basically is going to win this game with just a Blade Master and some towers. Now, if I were the Undead, I probably would have made an expansion. This is the main counter, which I pointed out before. Expansions, in essence, allow you to counter the fact that the towers are stationary. Stationary towers means that you're not able... With stationary towers, you're just plainly and simply not able to do any sort of immediately offensive tactics. You're playing the defense for a lot of the game. So it makes you good at playing the defense, playing towers. As a human player, I think the main thing for me, as a human player, I play towers versus undead. To me, it's like one of the only ways to win. And the main thing about playing towers is that you have to learn how to set the pace of the game. What Towercraft has done in this game, for the most part, is he set the pace. He's made it so that the game is being played by his rules. Now, anytime you make a plan, a game plan, let's say you're doing a Sky Push versus Night Elf, you are forcing your Night Elf opponent to make extra Ancient of Wars, stay at tier 2 longer. You're making them counter you. Now, anytime you're making your opponent counter you, you're controlling the game. And it's very, very, very important to be doing everything you can, in general, to just control the game. Towercraft, by going Blade Master and massing towers, is forcing his opponent to either play aggressively and end the game as fast as he can by abusing the fact that towers are stationary, or he is forcing his opponent to more or less expand and make a long game out of it, which is the last thing that any undead player wants. Look at the power of the Blade Master. He just got a 252 damage hit crit, and previously he got an even larger damage crit, and he just lost his Blade Master again from us around, which is sort of sad, but not before taking out a Meat Wagon and the Lich before it. If you look, the Undead is out of gold, whereas Towercraft still has 20 in his mine, and has an expansion. The expansion won Towercraft this game, plain and simple. Without the expansion, Towercraft basically would have been doomed, simply due to the fact that he would not have been able to keep the game going as long as he needed to force a win. If you look what's happening right now, more or less, he's just repairing, he's just buying time. Towercraft really has no reason to be worried at this point. He just bought his Blade Master back, and now he's going to run off, go heal at a shop he conveniently built next to the merchant the Undead has not scouted, which will allow him to just generally do a good job of, healing up his Blade Master and having items outside of his base, which is currently under siege. What Towercraft is doing, which is also very smart, is he built a barracks. Um, One of the main things that's in the barracks is, I think, underused by Orc is the demo. The demo is kind of hard to incorporate into the Orc army simply because the Orc army is generally based on speed and mobility. Speed scrolls, the ability to move very quickly and to keep his army in motion and ensnare and all that stuff, you know. But the demo has great synergy with the strategy of Towercraft simply because it's being used as base defense in this case. It allows Towercraft to just keep like control of like his base and protect it simply because the demo is behind fortified towers, can be repaired by peons, and has a longer range than anything in the undead army. And if you look, Towercraft has expansion running. The undead, let me see how much gold the undead has. 156 gold with no expansion and no ability to make an expansion without selling off a large amount of his buildings. So the undead knows that he's going to have to do something pretty soon to win. He doesn't really have too much choice in the matter. He is dealing with a full HP Blade Master that does 300 damage a crit. If you look, I mean, he's level 6 with, I believe he has Blade Storm, but I'm not positive. He could have gone crit, which is still a good choice if he's just trying to do maximum DPS to one unit. The crit, in and of itself, you can get very lucky. I've had games where, let's say I bolt like a hero with my MK, and I'm running my MK away. He windwalks, attacks, crit, dead MK, like guaranteed. The MK's just gonna die to that. It's really rough. And a lot of people say lucky crits, lucky this, lucky that, but it's a choice you're making by going any hero with luck factor. There is a little bit of luck in heroes, but not really enough to count, because the luck that is incorporated into the heroes is just something that an ability that he sacrifices it for a different ability. I mean, mirror image really isn't that particularly valuable as a Blade Master. I've seen pretty interesting games where mirror image is used, but nothing really enough to count. Towercraft is more or less just chilling in his base. He knows that his expo is unscouted, and there's basically no chance for the expo to be scouted. There's this little ghoul running around, but I mean, I don't really think he's that worried about it. And here comes the undead army. So Towercraft knows that he can't play level 6 Blade Master versus 50 food and undead and high level undead heroes isn't really a fair fight. So he's just gonna chill in his base and he's gonna let his little wealth advantage accumulate. The best part about it is simply because this wealth advantage it's allowing him to buy more items. He doesn't really need an army at this point. He can just slowly pick units off using items. And this is where the game's going to end. He's just going to run in, and he's going to start focusing units. And bam, whirlwind. And he is just essentially just raping the whole undead army using whirlwind. And now he starts focusing down fiend after fiend, unit after unit, and the undead really has no chance and really can't do anything about it. Period. 308 damage crit kills a fiend in like one hit. Ooh, I rhymed. And yep. Undead can't afford to recost his army. He got a Raider with Ensnare for the end game, so he could have even more focus ability. I think this is a very smart choice by Towercraft. And this level 6 Blade Master is incredibly fast, and it'll just take him down pretty easy. The other player says GG and quits. It's pretty much over. There's nothing that Undead can do to really stop this game from happening. Yep. Yeah, so that's my audio on Towercraft. I hope everyone enjoyed it. A lot of you are probably pretty pissed it's not a game on Human. Sorry to break it to you. Almost all my games have been on Human, guys. Come on, it's good to break from the norm once in a while, simply because why not mix it up? It's Good Time Island. Well, that's pretty much my audio. Not too much going on in Joseki's life. I'm in college. I'm just doing audios, playing Warcraft. Anybody at all wants to hit me up on battle.net, Joseki at US East. You can find me there. I play like every single night, basically, until like 4 in the morning. So you can definitely find me there, no doubt. And, so anyone can hit me up for games. I give advice for free. I'm not going to charge any of you, So yeah. This is Joseki signing out. Peace, guys.